A desperate man drives his car, believing he has rescued his wife and daughter from a hospital that was conspiring against him. But what he's really carrying is far darker than he imagines. It all begins with Ray Monroe, traveling on the road with his wife Joanne and their young daughter Perry. From the start, the atmosphere is tense, a worn-out marriage, filled with reproaches and uncomfortable silences. Ray tries to play it off, but Joanne confronts him, while the little girl watches from the back seat. Amid this tension, they stop at a gas station. While Joanne goes inside to buy something, Ray steps out with Perry. Suddenly, she drops her music player and runs near a construction site. A dog appears, barking fiercely. Frightened, Perry trips and falls into a concrete pit, and when Ray tries to save her, he falls in too. A hard blow to his head leaves him dazed. Everything turns blurry and confusing. When he finally reacts, the next thing he remembers is holding Perry injured but conscious. Alarmed, the three of them rush to the nearest hospital for help. But the hospital is not what they expected. The place feels cold, endless, filled with corridors that seem to have no end. Ray desperately asks for help until finally a doctor arrives, examines Perry and orders some tests. Joanne goes with their daughter while Ray waits outside, alone and increasingly uneasy. Minutes drag on endlessly. Ray watches the staff doctors avoiding him, patients vanishing behind doors, nurses who seem to ignore him. Finally, a nurse assures him that his wife and daughter are being treated. Ray breathes in relief, at least for a moment. But time keeps ticking. He returns to the desk. "I want to see my daughter. Where is my wife?" The answer chills him. There are no records of Perry in the system. From that instant, his composure breaks. Ray insists, demands, threatens to call the police. The staff treats him as if he's agitated, paranoid. Even a security guard starts keeping an eye on him. That's when Ray suspects the unthinkable. The hospital is hiding something. Maybe his daughter has been kidnapped. Maybe it's all part of an organ trafficking ring. And little by little, in his mind, everything begins to fit. Convinced, Ray trusts no one anymore. He sneaks into restricted areas, overhears hushed conversations, opens forbidden doors. At every step, he believes he's uncovering proof: gurneys with bodies, blood bags, and doctors complicit in something sinister. Each discovery convinces him more that his family has been abducted inside the hospital. But at the same time, his behavior grows erratic, violent. Guards detain him, staff try to calm him down. He shouts that it's all a conspiracy, while everyone else looks at him like he's losing his mind. In a desperate outburst, Ray reaches the basement. There, he believes he finds Joanne and Perry unconscious, about to be operated on. Summoning all his strength, he fights, knocks people out, puts them in a wheelchair and escapes. He runs through hallways, evades guards, and finally reaches his car. Heart pounding, he feels he has finally saved them. As he drives, he looks in the rearview mirror. Joanne resting in the seat, Perry asleep in her mother's lap. For the first time in a long while, Ray smiles. But then, the camera reveals the truth. The car is empty. On the seat, there is only a body scheduled for surgery and a bag he dragged out, believing it was his daughter. It has all been a product of his fractured mind. A final flashback shows what really happened at the gas station. When Perry fell into the pit, Ray lifted her, but she was already dead. The blow was fatal. And in the midst of shock, confusion, and an argument, Joanne was fatally injured too. His mind, unable to bear the guilt, built an alternate reality. A story where his daughter was still alive, where the hospital was the villain, and he was the hero who would rescue them. The camera pulls back as Ray drives down the road. He smiles, convinced he has his wife and daughter safe with him. In his mind, he has triumphed. But reality is very different. Ray saved no one. He's only driving with the ghosts of his imagination, trapped forever in the lie his mind created to survive his pain. A dark story, where the true enemy was never the hospital, but the fractured mind of Ray Monroe. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and tell us in the comments, what's the darkest thing your mind has ever made you believe?